Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a bitch off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired!
It is the unexpected remark pitting the president against the most powerful sports league in the country. Players who kneel during the national anthem should be fired, and that fans should walk out in protest of those players. He says if a player wants the privilege of making millions of dollars in the NFL or other leagues, he or she should not be allowed to disrespect our great American flag or country and should stand for the national anthem. If not, you're fired. Find something else to do.
First of all, that it indicates that these players, they were deeply and profoundly insulted by the President of the United States of America. So in order to protect the integrity of their game, they felt they had no choice but to lock arms and lock aims with those players who have already understood that this is bigger than a protest about a flag. It's not about a national anthem or the flag. It was primarily Colin Kaepernick's response was to black people who were unarmed being shot down in the streets by police and asking the criminal justice system to be held accountable.
And in this country, I think it's incredibly disrespectful to show swastikas or have swastikas or anything of that nature, anything that represents that regime or that time in history, because that was terrible. You know, America fought in that war. Americans died in that war. These Americans fought for our flag in that war. And to disrespect them by bringing swastikas, I thought he would address that more vehemently.
Oh, I'm going to jump on this bandwagon. Did they vote? Are they registered to vote? Have they been socially active on these issues?
Do the math. Stick together. Stand up for each other. Ride with each other. Because believe me, we all we got. And it has nothing to do with football or business. Y'all are our stars. Y'all represent us. Y'all are our strong heroes.
They don't have to register to vote. They don't have to be involved in formal political atmosphere. What they have to be are black people who understand the plight of other black people.
Just about an hour ago, President Trump rescinded an invitation extended to the Golden State Warriors to visit the White House.
You know, you look at him kind of asking, the NFL owners to get rid of players off the field because they're exercising their rights, and that's not right. And then, when I wake up, I see that, a colleague of mine has been uninvited of something that he said he didn't even want to go to in the first place.
My stance is the same as it was yesterday, and even kind of cemented even further about how things in our country have gone, especially with him, representing us, and for me, not in a very damaging way, but.
These players, if they truly care as much as they're claiming, and this isn't just I'm going to jump on the bandwagon today moment, then go register to vote and actually get involved.
There are multiple ways of protest, sir.
Well, it's a pretty lame way of protesting when you don't care enough to vote in an election.
You took away his invitation to the White House to come meet you? Motherfucker, no one from the NBA is fucking with you. KD, LeBron, Steve Kerr, Greg Popovich, Yao Ming, Larry Bird, nobody is coming to fuck with you, man. No one wants to meet your ass. And then you was talking shit about Kaepernick, saying, get that son of a bitch off the field. No, you fat motherfucker. Get that son of a bitch out of the motherfucking White House. Get him the fuck out.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wake Up Report. Sorry, Puffy, you might want to speak for yourself. Them ain't no heroes to me. They might be heroes to you, but uneducated, ignorant black athletes that do nothing for the black community are no heroes to me. Harriet Tubman was a hero to me. Malcolm X was a hero to me. Ida B. Wells was a hero to me. Marcus Garvey was a hero to me. My father, my uncle, and my grandfather, those were heroes to me because they all stood for something and they all paid the price for what they stood for. So if you want to shop where you shop for heroes, you go right ahead. But as far as I'm concerned, you can shut up. And you too, Michael Rappaport, you can shut up. And LeBron James, you can shut up. And Michael Eric Dyson, you can shut up. And especially you, Richard Sherman, you can really shut up. And I'm going to show you just how much of a hypocrite you are later on in the show. I'm no fan of Donald Trump, but he's absolutely right. The inmates are starting to take over the asylum, and it's time to get a grip on this nonsense. Colin Kaepernick ruined the NFL season last year, and he's well on track to doing it again this year. And now black people, from ESPN to the NBA to the NFL, are bringing their issues into professional sports. And there should be no place for those kind of issues in professional sports. You are there to play sports. You are there to unify. You are there to inspire people. That's why you make millions of dollars in your respective sports. For you to sit up and don't stand for the flag, for you to sit up and don't stand for the anthem, for you to take all these stupid knees is absolutely ridiculous. You are the epitome of what America is supposed to be in terms of coming from nothing and being a success. And you all don't take the success that you get, bring it back to your communities and help circumvent a lot of the problems that you talk about. You make your money, you get your white girls, you go move off somewhere high up in the hills, never to be heard from again, and then all of a sudden, with all these problems going on in black communities across the country, all this black on black violence that you don't address, all this poverty that you don't address. Was it a white man and was it the white cops that had this Negro go to a church, shoot a person to death and injure 6 other people? The NFL is an employer. Those NFL players are employees. And when the employees start to tell the employers how to run their business, it's time to get rid of those employees and get you some more employees. How do you not stand and give respect to a country that has given you so much? How do you not stand and give respect to a flag in a country that your people died for? They died and sacrificed so you could be in the position you are today to make the kind of money that you make, to have the kind of influence that you have. So I don't understand where this protest is coming from. I don't understand all these knees and all this crap. Initially, it was supposed to protest police brutality. Brutality, by the way, against a bunch of criminals that were out committing crimes. If you really look back, and I think Michael Brown is what kicked all this stuff off, look at the people that have started all this nonsense. Michael Brown, Freddie Gray, Walter Scott, Seville Smith, Sandra Bland, pretty much every one of them were committing a criminal act, or they were belligerent with the police in some kind of way that led to their arrest, or they were fleeing the police with illegal weapons, and that's what led to them getting shot. So what are you protesting exactly? What are you taking knees for? Are you taking knees because criminals are getting shot? Black criminals are getting shot by the police? The show that I just did, a drug dealer, a neighborhood drug dealer tries to flee the police, ramming a car, and he winds up getting shot. And that is what you're taking knees and what you're protesting for. I don't get it. Somebody out there who maybe make me see something that I am missing so I can get this nonsense. And I really am sick of hearing Michael Eric Dyson talk. I really am. These go-to blacks that the media selects to speak for all of us, would you please stop doing that? Because he don't speak for me no more than Puffy says that black athletes are heroes. They're not no heroes to me. You get on national television and you tell the country that not voting is a form of protest. Do you realize how much damage you've just done with that statement? How many kids who become of voting age and people who are on the fence about voting, how many people are going to listen to you and say, well, I'm going to protest by not voting? Now, let me explain something to those of you so you understand about voting. When you don't vote, you automatically vote for the other guy. So if you don't like Hillary Clinton and you don't like Donald Trump, you have to pick the lesser of two evils. If that's what's available to you, then that's who you cast your vote for, one or the other. If you don't vote for anybody, you vote for Donald Trump. If you don't vote for anybody, you vote for Hillary. So if you don't like Hillary and you don't vote for her, that means you automatically vote for Donald Trump indirectly, and vice versa. So don't buy into that nonsense that this man said about voting being a form of protest. All you're trying to do is cover these stupid moronic athletes. None of them vote. None of them participate. How can you say anything about the social political process in this country when you don't vote? That absolutely makes no sense. So really, to sum up what you're saying, Dyson, is that everybody who participated in the civil rights movement, went through all of that blood, all of that sweat, all of those beatings, all of those dogs and water hoses and violence. They went through all of that to win the right to vote so you could protest by not voting. That makes, oh my goodness, man, it's time for you to go away. All right, now let's move on to Richard Sherman and all that ridiculous mess that he talked. Okay, that short clip that I showed you on, the short clip you looked at, that he made his eloquent points about the swastikas being wrong and all those symbols being wrong and all that stuff being wrong is not acceptable. It should not be acceptable. Well, you remember back during my Bill Maher show when Ice Cube was talking and I told you black people don't care about other black people's feelings. They really don't. You bend over backwards for those Jews. You say all what you say in defense of those Jews, in defense of their feelings, because you know that swastika represents a symbol of absolute hate. But in a Sports Illustrated article, this is what you said in regards to the word nigger. Banning the N-word is an atrocious idea. It's almost racist to me. Why wouldn't all curse words be banned? Well, first of all, sir, nigger is not a curse word. Nigger is a derogatory term, just like the swastika flag is a derogatory image. And because you blacks are so mentally inferior, mentally damaged when it comes to the word nigger, you will come up with any excuse to not stop saying it. The NFL had considered a ban on the word nigger because so many black players were saying it in the locker rooms, saying it on the fields, saying it in front of fans. And if they can say that word is an offensive word and maybe we should stop saying that word, here comes a black man who speaks out against banning the word nigger because he thinks it's racist. It's racist to ban a word that was created in the name of racism. And these are the heroes that you want me to follow, Puffy? I don't think so. The average black male athlete is uneducated, uninformed, just plain stupid. Yet people go to these idiots to get opinions on serious topics that affect all of us. Topics like politics, topics like voting, topics like human rights, police brutality, so on and so forth. You go to the most stupid segment of the black population to get an educated answer from an uneducated person. And last but not least, the NFL, the owners of the NFL have come out for their respective teams and they've joined hands and they've said, we support our players, we support free speech, we support our players 100%. Okay, it's time for you to shit or get off the pot too, NFL. If you support your players, if you support all of this stuff, then one of you hire Colin Kaepernick. Let's quit dragging this mess out. Who was it that got there? Seattle got up there, and Miami got up there, and Jacksonville got up there. One of you owners step forward and hire Colin Kaepernick if you believe what it is you believe, but you don't believe it because you know if you hire Colin Kaepernick, those fans are going to respond. They're not going to buy them season tickets. They're not going to buy those jerseys. They're not going to come to your events. You will tank. So if you truly stand by your players, one of you hire Colin Kaepernick. Most black folks, especially these athletes, are turning the NBA, they're turning the NFL, they're turning ESPN into a sounding board for issues that they have absolutely no understanding of. If you can have such passion about somebody else's symbol of hate and oppression, then why don't you have that same amount of passion for your own symbol of hate and oppression? If you want to get rid of swastikas and symbols of hate, why don't you get rid of the word nigger? The word is a symbol of absolute hate, but you make excuses for it to the point that you think it's racist to get rid of a racist word. Professional sports is just get too ghetto, people. I'm sorry. And when those white fans have finally had enough, and they stop buying those seasons tickets, they stop coming to those games, they stop buying that merchandise, then we'll really find out how dedicated you are to social causes when all that money dries up and you're out here fighting those causes with the rest of us who really care. This is KTM and the Wake Up Report saying think a little bit. It will do wonders for you.